So, let's talk about trade unions. What are they? Well, think of a union as a giant megaphone for workers. One person complaining to the boss? That's just a whisper. But when everyone speaks together through a union, that whisper becomes a roar. It's a group of workers who join forces to make sure they get a fair deal. We're talking better pay, safer working conditions, and benefits that don't sound like a bad joke. The idea is simple. Together, you are stronger than you are alone. It's like trying to move a heavy sofa. You can try to do it by yourself and probably just end up hurting your back. Or you can get a few friends to help, and suddenly it's easy. That's a union in a nutshell. At the head of this group, you have union leaders. These are the people you elect to hold the megaphone. They are supposed to be your champions, your representatives. Their job is to go into those big, scary meetings with management and fight for your interests. They negotiate contracts, handle grievances when someone gets treated unfairly, and generally make sure the company remembers that its employees are actual human beings, not just numbers on a spreadsheet. They are chosen by the members, which means they work for you. It's a position of immense trust, like giving someone the keys to your car. You trust them to drive you where you need to go, not drive off a cliff. This trust is the glue that holds the entire system together. Members pay dues, which is their hard-earned money, to fund the union's operations. In return, they expect their leaders to use that money wisely and to always have their backs. When a leader is negotiating a new contract, members trust that they are fighting for the best possible outcome for everyone, not just for themselves or a small group of friends. This trust is what gives the union its power. Without it, the whole structure starts to wobble. It's a bit like a team sport. If you can't trust your captain to make the right calls, the team is going to lose no matter how skilled the players are. So in a perfect world, your union leaders are like Captain India, brave, honest, and always fighting for the little guy. They are the voice of the collective, channeling the concerns and hopes of thousands of workers into a single powerful message. They manage the union's finances, organize campaigns, and ensure that the democratic principles of the union are upheld. They are supposed to be the most dedicated, most passionate advocates for the members who put them in power. But as we all know, we don't live in a perfect world. Sometimes the person holding the megaphone starts using it to play their own favorite tunes, instead of the song everyone agreed to sing. Now, what happens when things go wrong? It's a tough situation when the people meant to protect you are the ones causing the problem. Unethical behavior from a union leader can take many forms, and sometimes it's subtle. One of the most common and damaging examples is the misuse of union funds. Imagine your membership dues, the money you contribute every month, being used for a leader's fancy dinners, personal vacations, or luxury cars. It's not just theft, it's a betrayal. That money was supposed to fund legal battles, support striking workers, or pay for training programs. Instead, it's funding someone's lavish lifestyle. And that's a massive slap in the face to every single member. Another big red flag is favoritism. This is when a union leader plays favorites, giving the best jobs, the easiest shifts, or unfair advantages to their friends or family. It completely undermines the principle of fairness that a union is built on. Suddenly, it's not about seniority or skill anymore. It's about who you know. This creates a toxic environment where hard-working members feel ignored and unappreciated. It's like being in a classroom where the teacher only gives good grades to their favorite students, no matter how well you did on the test. It kills morale and makes people lose faith in the system that's supposed to ensure everyone gets a fair shot. Then there's the problem of leaders who simply ignore their members. You bring up a serious safety concern and they brush it off. You file a grievance about unfair treatment and the paperwork mysteriously gets lost. This is a leader who has forgotten who they work for. They might be too cozy with management, making deals that benefit the company more than the workers. Or maybe they're just lazy and don't want to do the hard work of representing people. When your calls go unanswered and your concerns are met with silence, your megaphone isn't just muffled, it's been turned off completely. A silent leader is no leader at all. Ultimately, these actions all boil down to a breach of trust. A leader who rigs an election to stay in power is not just cheating, they are stealing the democratic voice of the members. A leader who accepts bribes from management to agree to a weak contract is selling out every single person they promised to represent. These aren't just small mistakes, they are fundamental betrayals that can cripple a union from the inside out. Recognizing these behaviors is the first step. It's about seeing the difference between a leader who is trying their best and one who is only in it for themselves. It's not about being suspicious, it's about being vigilant. Okay, so you see some shady stuff happening. What can you do? Are you powerless? Absolutely not. Your union membership isn't just a card you carry in your wallet. It comes with a set of powerful rights. These rights are your tools to keep your union honest and effective. The most fundamental right you have is the right to vote. You get to vote for your leaders, you get to vote on your contract, and you get to vote on changes to the union's own rules. This is your power. If you don't like the job your leaders are doing, you and your fellow members can vote them out. It's democracy in the workplace, and it's your first and most important line of defense. You also have the right to information. This is huge. You have the right to see how your union's money is being spent. In many countries, like the India with the Labour Management Reporting and Disclosure Act, unions are legally required to file annual financial reports that are public information. You can look up exactly where your dues are going. Are they paying for lawyers to fight for you, or for a new set of golf clubs for the union president? You have the right to know. You also have the right to a copy of your collective bargaining agreement, the contract that dictates your pay and working conditions. Knowledge is power, and these rights ensure you have the knowledge you need. Furthermore, you have the right to speak up. This is your right to freedom of speech within the union. You can attend union meetings and voice your opinions, even if they are critical of the leadership. You can distribute flyers, talk to your co-workers, and organize with other members to push for change. Of course, this has to be done without disrupting the union's legal or contractual obligations, but your right to express dissent is protected. A healthy union is like a healthy democracy. It needs debate and different points of view to thrive. Leaders who try to silence their critics are often the ones with the most to hide. And what if you are treated unfairly for speaking out? You have the right to a fair process. Your union cannot discipline you, fine you, or expel you without following a fair procedure, which usually includes giving you written notice of the charges and a chance to defend yourself at a hearing. These rights are not just suggestions, they are often backed by law. They exist to ensure that the power in the union stays where it belongs, with the members. Think of these rights as the rule book. The leaders have to play by the rules, just like everyone else. Your job is to know the rule book better than they do. Knowing your rights is one thing, using them is another. So what are the practical steps you can take if you suspect your union leaders are acting unethically? The first step is to gather information and document everything. Keep a record of suspicious activities, with dates, times, and any evidence you can find. Talk to your co-workers quietly. You might find that you're not the only one who has noticed something is wrong. Building a group of concerned members is crucial. One person can be dismissed as a troublemaker, but a group of 10, 20, or 100 people is a movement. There is strength in numbers, and you'll need that strength for the steps ahead. Once you have a group and some evidence, you can try to solve the problem from within the union. Look at your union's constitution and bylaws. These documents are the union's internal law, and they should outline the procedure for filing charges against an officer or recalling them from office. You can bring your concerns to a union meeting and make a formal motion. This can be intimidating, but it's an important part of the democratic process. It puts the leadership on notice and forces the issue out into the open for all members to see. It might not solve the problem overnight, but it starts the conversation and shows the leadership that you are watching them. If working within the union doesn't work, or if the corruption is too deep, it's time to seek outside help. In India, you can file a complaint with the Department of Labour's Office of Labour Management Standards. This is a government agency whose job is to investigate exactly these kinds of issues. like the embezzlement of union funds or fraudulent elections. They have the power to conduct official investigations, prosecute corrupt leaders, and even supervise new elections to ensure they are fair. For legal advice, you can also contact non-profit organizations that specialize in union democracy, like the Association for Union Democracy. They can provide guidance and connect you with experienced lawyers. In the end, the most important advice is to stay involved and stay informed. A union is only as good as its members make it. Go to meetings, read the newsletters, and talk to your fellow workers. Encourage good people to run for office. Support leaders who are transparent, honest, and truly dedicated to the well-being of the members. An active and engaged membership is the best defense against corruption. It's your union, after all. You pay for it, you vote in it, and you rely on it. Don't let anyone take that power away from you. Be brave, be informed, and work together to ensure your union is always a powerful and honest voice for you and your colleagues.